Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm part of the team here at Seneca, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of some of the benefits of Seneca Premium for your school. So the benefits of Seneca Premium can kind of be split into two categories. We've got the benefits for students and learning, and then we've got the benefits for teachers. So what we've got here is the main teacher platform, so you can see all the classes that this teacher has created. Now, one of the main things that we can do on Seneca Premium is we can integrate with your school's MIS. So what this means is all of the classes, according to your timetable, will be created exactly according to how they are in your school and your system. And all student accounts and teacher accounts will also be created. So all these classes will also be populated with exactly the right students and teachers. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of classes here, and all of these ones with the synced button have been synced up from the MIS. Now, this won't erase any of the classes that have already been created, or if you want to create any other custom classes according to particular needs that you've got. So these can still be created here. So we've got lots of different options for how you can keep using Seneca, but this is a massive lifesaver basically in terms of workload and teacher admin. Reducing that and organisation also helps with tech issues and central management of Seneca. What we can also do from this MIS sync is, obviously we've got a lot of data available for reporting on how each individual class has done, whether it is on assignments or overall on a particular course. What we can do with Seneca Premium is we can generate these whole school reports, which we've found have been invaluable for both SLTs and head of departments at looking at how their school's using Seneca. So this is a sample of what one of these whole school reports will look like. So what we've got is kind of different lenses on these reporting. So the most kind of zoomed out lens is looking at how each subject overall is using Seneca. So whether it's biology, geography, or psychology, we can see the number of assignments that the teachers in this department have set, whether students are completing their assignments on time, average score that students are getting, and total learning time that students have been putting in on each subject. You can see how much they're engaging with Seneca. We can then take a look at how different target groups are using Seneca, so whether this is your pupil premium students, your EAL students, male or female students, and you can look at again how they're using Seneca overall across all of their subjects, or in each specific subject as well, using those same metrics we talked about of study time, percentage, assignment completion, and average score that students are achieving. We can then also break it down into kind of the most zoomed in lens, which is looking at how each individual student has been performing on Seneca. It's also very easy to put filters on this sheet. So for example, if I just wanted to see my year 7 students or just my year 10s who have pupil premium, then you could put filters on this sheet to see exactly the student bracket that you'd like to. And again, just like with looking at how your target groups are using Seneca, you can see this in terms of overall how they're using Seneca across all their subjects, and once again in their specific subjects as well. Also for SLT and heads of department, it can be quite useful to take a look at how each teacher is using Seneca. And so we can click on this tab and see each teacher in each department and see how many classes they have, total assignments they've been setting, and then again, whether students are completing their assignments and average score that their students are getting. So those are kind of the main benefits for school-wide. And then if I take a look at the student course, student platform, we're able to see a little bit of the benefits of Seneca Premium for students and for learning. So firstly, on free Seneca, we have obviously our central courses, so the key courses which cover the specification. What we get on Premium is our 800 plus premium courses, which all target either different abilities and levels of learning, different styles of learning and methods, and then also different periods in the academic year. So for example, just to run through some of these briefly, we've got our hyperlearning courses, which are designed to be really fast-paced, really engaging, lots of images, videos, text in shorter chunks, so it's quite easy to absorb and understand. We've got our hardest questions and our 7 to 9 premium knowledge, which is targeting your really high achieving students, pushing them to the toughest parts of specification, helping them to achieve those really top grades. We've then got our 4 to 5 booster courses, which are then targeting your sort of foundation tier students, pushing them to the top of foundation tier, the toughest stuff on that specification. We've then got our hyper flashcards as another different learning tool that students can use, as flashcards is a different method. We've then got our predictive papers. Our predictive papers are all authored by senior examiners, so we know they're exactly in line with what students can expect to see in the exam. And how it's going to be marked. And what we use is what we call our exam answer scaffolding to try and make sure that we're bridging the gap between understanding and knowing content and then being able to apply it to an exam question as well. So really helpful for teaching exam technique at the same time as testing that key knowledge retrieval. We've also then got our night before revision papers, our last minute recaps of the key knowledge students need to know before going into the exam. We've got our half-term hypergram courses. We've got a really extensive list of premium courses that we can add on. What we've also got are our 2 differentiated learning pathways. So what we get on premium is the addition of these 2 learning pathways, which are available on every course, both free and premium, once you've got the premium subscription. And these 2 learning pathways, the first is called our wrong answers pathway. So our wrong answers pathway pretty much does what it says on the tin. It helps students to focus in on those areas of weakness, the areas where they particularly struggled. It uses specifically how each student has learned in order to create for them these mini courses where they can go over the answers that they've got wrong, the questions that they've clearly struggled with before, and you can take a look at them just there. And then our second is our smart learning pathway, which our smart learning pathway takes all the data from how students have been studying. So which sections of the course they studied, when they studied them, how well they did, whether they've repeated them or just done them once. And it uses all of this data to create for each student an individualized pathway to work through the course, which is designed to top up their knowledge throughout the year. So that in practice, the aim is that at the end of year 11, students haven't forgotten everything they studied at the end of year 10 in practical terms is the aim. But it's mapped against forgetting curves, so we know it's exactly in line with the science behind how to revise throughout the year, and really, really useful for just, again, directing students to the areas which they really need to focus on in preparation for exams. So a really useful learning tool. That's the kind of whistle-stop tour of Seneca Premium. If anyone at your school has any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.